The FNRad Snowboard Podcast is brought to you by Wired Snowboards from Vancouver, BC. Go to wiredsnowboards.com and buy yourself a quality handcrafted custom graphic wired board. Anon Goggles supports the show. Decine Outerwear, Tribute Board Shop in Nelson, BC. Special thanks to Van Snowboarding Boots, the Crow's Nest Barber Shop, the Boardroom Snowboard Shop, and Grouse Mountain, the peak of Vancouver.
It was a totally fun time, didn't get too gnarly.
I kind of look at the Mystery Air as an improved evolution of the Switchblade.
Snowboarding is ours.
You know, obviously I like working with Burton.
As an old school snowboarder, you get so used to being treated as a second-class citizen.
And I was like, how do you spell your last name? He said Kelly. And I was like, oh, we should get married. And he's like, no, too symmetrical.
This year's Mount Seymour Baked Salmon Bank Slalom was even bigger and better than last year. And last year was awesome. So I brought my recorder up there and just randomly recorded with a bunch of people while the event was going on. Yeah. I also, 3 or 4 days before the event, went up at like 7 in the morning and walked into the operation manager's office and recorded a short preamble interview just about Mount Seymour and the history of Mount Seymour.
Good to see you. Did you see Alex on the way through?
No, I didn't see him there.
All right, I'll just give him a holler.
That's perfect. I'll set up my equipment.
Yeah.
I think the earliest snowboarding media that's up here is that clip that goes viral every couple of years.
Because they're missiles. They cause nothing but problems, those things do. And they're dangerous because if one of these skateboards or ski boards, whatever they're called, hit a person, they'd break their leg because they're just like a missile. And most of them have no brakes on them. So nobody is allowing them on any of the mountains around.
Smart Alex, you know, you go up and approach them in a very calm, collect manner, and they tend to lip you off. You ask them very nicely to leave, that they're endangering the public and possibly themselves. And they swear at you, they tell you to get lost, mind your own business. So it's quite a problem for us, really.
And who's in it? There's a couple of guys.
Yeah, so I think the two people was it Pat Quinn, Alex, from First Aid Ski Patrol, and Earl Pletch, who was the previous owner-operator of Mount Seymour.
Right. Actually, I should have you guys introduce yourselves.
Sorry, I'm going to introduce... Yeah, it was Steve Quinn, not Pat Quinn. Yeah, so I can do that again if you want.
Sure, yeah. So who am I sitting with right now, first of all?
My name's Alex Douglas. I am the rental manager and also the historian for Mount Seymour. Got hired here in 1975, so I've done 44 years now.
And I'm Eddie Wood, currently the president and general manager of Mount Seymour. Our family's been involved since 1984, and I've worked with Alex since that time.
Amazing. So the guys in the video... when was that video? It had to be 85, 86?
Probably, because Earl left in 88, so 86 or 87 or something. But Earl Pletch basically created the modern Mount Seymour. There was other people that created the very early Mount Seymour, but he created what people know today, the runs, etc.
Did they cut the runs? Like, were there...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, between him and the BC Parks, but basically through him the runs were cut. But he built the chairlifts, operated the rope tows, things like that.
What was his background that he could, put together a ski resort?
He was actually going to be an Olympic jumper, and anybody that knew Earl. Knew him as having lost one of his arms in an unfortunate train accident at Revelstoke. But he was just an entrepreneur, and he could get things done. He'd work 7 days a week, 18 hours a day if he had to. Expected that of his workers, too, because that was the old school. He ran it out of his hip pocket. I don't think the guy ever sat at a desk.
That's amazing. Yeah. Did he live up on the mountain?
At times, yeah.
Yeah.
At times he did, especially in the early days.
Yeah. My friend Crystal from Intuition has a cabin down below P1. And I just learned about that like maybe 2 years ago. And she's she kind of knows a bit of the history of the cabins on Mount Seymour, but I mean, obviously there were tons of them at some point, right?
Well, I've just very nicely had a little bit of a video done on me called Echoes Across Seymour that just has been released at the International Mountain Film Festival. And I do Uncle Al's cabin tours in the summertime that tells the history of the cabins up here, because that's what built the Mount Seymour, was the people that built cabins, upwards of 300 of them throughout the 40s, 50s, and into the 60s. But by the time modern skiing of the 60s and 70s and the car was going, the cabins were going downhill.
Yeah, how did it work? Like, people could just walk up and did they stake a claim or something like that, or they just built a cabin?
You met Ole Johansson over in the administration cabin. You gave him $5 and he went for a walk with you and said, you can build your cabin here. And you got a 1-year lease on the land.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, those cabins down there are a throwback to a different time for sure. And it's wonderful. Yeah. So, Eddie, your family came up here in '84. You would have been a kid.
I was. Earl Pletch and my dad were good friends for many, many years. There was probably a good 20-year difference between them. And at that time, there are 3 ski areas in provincial parks. There's Cypress, Manning, and Mount Seymour. And prior to 1984, Mount Seymour was run by Earl under a concessionaire agreement, whereas Cypress and Manning were run solely by the provincial government. And the government of the day sort of looked at it and said, why are we in the ski business? And as a result, decided to sell off the assets within each of the 3 areas and grant a long-term park use permit with it. And that was at the time that Earl and my dad created a partnership. In '84, the province came to Earl directly because he was already here, and created the agreement that we have today. We worked with Earl for about 4 years, and then he retired and took the area on ourselves at that point. We were fairly new to the industry. We loved skiing, soon learned to love snowboarding. Worked with guys like Alex and others that had the experience, and kind of brought the area to where it is today.
That's really cool. What was your dad's background that he decided, oh, hey, we're moving to Mount Seymour and we're going to run a ski resort?
So that's a great question. My dad's background would align with Earl in terms of being a real entrepreneur.
Cool.
My dad's experience was the love of skiing, and he worked here as a kid over at Goldie Ropetoe, and he worked for Earl, and we had a lot of family that worked with Earl. And I guess if I go way back, that was the original introduction for us to Mount Seymour. My dad was actually in the fish business, as was his parents. So this was quite a departure from that.
Yeah.
My dad continued to run his fish business right up until 2000. So his interest in Mount Seymour was more from an investment standpoint and just and passion.
Right.
He wasn't really engaged here on the day-to-day operation. My mom joined us, or joined the operation right in 1984. I finished high school in '86. It was off to BCIT for 2 years, and then came here in the late '80s, so '88, '89. And we worked the area from that point onward with our team of department heads.
88, 89 would have been very close to the first year that snowboarding was allowed up here, right?
It was,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, and what was snowboarding? Was there anything notable that was going on? Like, was there like a kind of a trial basis? Were there people that were still like, hey, this might not work out, we got to kick these guys off? Or
we laughed about it for the first few years, saying this is just a fad, because that's
right.
how it was presented.
Yeah.
But in fact, that couldn't have been further from the truth.
Right.
When I first joined Seymour, it was emerging.
Yeah.
And the industry, I think, as we all know, rejected it because it was the first activity outside of skiing that had come up in years. And I feel very fortunate that we were surrounded by people that had a greater vision for what snowboarding could be. That came from Alex, came from a lot of the people I worked with at the time. As it would happen, a lot of the people that were in this immediate area that really put snowboarding on the map, we were all sort of a similar generation. We saw the benefit and we went after it.
Yeah.
And it couldn't have come at a better time. I think that when I look back at the generation of what really drove skiing to begin with, when we look back at the changes in our industry in this part of the province that started occurring in the late 70s with Cypress becoming a ski area, Blackcomb coming into being in the 1980s, there was a lot more choice. And as a result, we saw our skiing audience regress, and we saw less visits. I think skiing at that point was getting boring. Risk management became a real focus, and it turned down a lot of the fun on the slopes. Snowboarding pushed back on that in a really hard way. And so sometimes we had to take a deep breath on what we saw happening and what we were being drawn into in terms of building, but it put the fun back.
Yeah.
And it was an incredible journey.
Yeah. That original group, the Seymour kids, they were literal kids. They were like children, some of them. And they grew up here. Like a lot of people don't realize, the ski resorts could be a babysitter or a proxy for a babysitter, right? Parents just driving their kids up here and just dropping them off.
We owe a great deal of gratitude to the Seymour kids. They are the ones that definitely led the way. We realized that at an early time, and we were able to create space for each other to really grow the sport. So, they were in a position where they were receiving an awful lot of well-deserved accolades and attention. And they drew photographers and cinematographers up from the U.S. that were just infatuated with their skills and the area, and being so close to Vancouver and the airport. What we're thrilled with is the exposure we received from them. We were on the front pages of Transworld Snowboarding, Snowboarders, Snowboard Canada, a little urban area.
Yeah.
And normally what we were used to seeing are the larger areas, the Whistler Blackcombs, the Vales, receiving that kind of profile.
Yeah.
And here little Mount Seymour was. So, yeah, incredible.
And it kind of snowballed, right? Like I know they probably got exposure here before Mount Seymour was doing anything for them. They were just buying passes, or their parents were buying them passes. And then as you guys supported them, they were getting more exposure. And were staying home. They were staying in the Cove. A lot of them are Deep Cove kids, right?
Yeah.
The thing is that set Seymour up as this cool place, which it's never lost that coolness. Like when you see people in the parking lot, you're going to see a lot more professional snowboarders, and you're going to see a lot more progression going on. But it's obviously the attitude of the two of you guys in the room, and the recognition that you support them, they support you.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head as far as the culture piece, and that audience was definitely an extension of the Mount Seymour family. In fact, really the Mount Seymour family in many ways. And I think that given the attitude and the culture that we've created here within our team of staff and within the team of riders, I think combined with the terrain that we have, and then I think the effort that we've all put behind enhancing that terrain has definitely gone a long ways. And it was interesting in the earlier time, because the two things that have remained very traditional to the resort has been, the evolvement and development of snowboarding, and I'm delighted that we are still in a really good place with that activity and sport today. But along with that was basically the family market, and the family learned too, and obviously now learning to ski and snowboard. In the early days, it was a little bit of a hard combination to manage, because the snowboarding market was made up of a lot of very young people at testing the limits, testing the boundaries, and combining that with an older generation that loved to ski here, bringing their families through. There were definitely some rub points, but we persevered with that, and I'm really glad we did, obviously. And to the point now where I think it's been incredibly successful. We're now seeing, a lot of these earlier generations who were here snowboarding now bringing their families back, and they're learning to ski or snowboard. Yeah. That to me is just awesome.
The culture was, I remember walking along the back here one fall and seeing a truck and a couple of guys sitting in the back of the truck. What are they doing? Right? They're up to no good. Oh, it was just Kevin Sansel and a couple of his buddies. And he says, I'm just waiting for the snow. So I just want to come up here, have a beer and just sort of get ready.
Yeah, that's amazing.
But that's the type of thing that Seymour was. There are so many people that come up now who are 40, 50 years old, as you say, who were part of it. The guy who brought up snowboards the very first time up here for rentals, because we didn't have any in the rental shop. He brought it, 20 or 30, and had basically the first snowboard ski school. Andy Boniface, who was an early ski instructor and then became, what was his title?
Well, he became a snowboard instructor and then went on to
events
and create our terrain parks.
Yeah.
He was another real founder in really keeping Mount Seymour aligned with the market. Through, as Alex says, through events and the terrain parks, and then creating various teams of people where we recognize their accomplishments in snowboarding, but also venues to bring people in behind them and give them the opportunity.
Totally. There's a culture in the parking lot after a parade that is so rad here. People bring up their barbecues and they put their tailgates down and they get together, and you're not chasing them out. Like there's some places, the other two mountains, I don't know. That just doesn't happen. And it might be because they chased them out or people haven't figured it out. But those cabins, Monty's cabin down below, was a bar. So it was just like a huge... There's a long tradition of people coming up here and just relaxing. And the views are breathtaking. You're 20 minutes out of a bustling city, and you're in the most beautiful nature. There's a change in climate because you've gone up elevation. You're down 6 degrees cooler than the city. And sometimes you're above the clouds. Like, you can have a perfect storm up here, have fresh powder, and then see a bunch of your friends in the parking lot. And it doesn't seem like there's much stress. Is there a lot of stress behind the scenes? Or?
Well, I think it's important to recognize that kind of environment and culture here. And just before I come to that, I really appreciate what you said, because I have a very similar view when I look back to the history that Alex has collected, the stories he's collected. My grandparents were a part of that generation. I grew up listening to those stories of being up at Mount Seymour, cabin life. And what's interesting is that time, that culture, the importance of hanging out with friends in this low-stress environment is the very same thing that's here today. It's just different activities and a different time. But I would say
repeats itself.
That's been the common thread, exactly.
A different bent, but it repeats itself
all the way through
with different cultures.
Exactly. And I think that guys like Alex and I and the rest of our team are truly passionate for the sport. We really, really want to be here. This is our life, and so we get to share that with a lot of people. And I think that goes a long ways to creating a relaxed atmosphere. I think opening day and those first few days, every day of the season's a lot of fun, but it's just so great when we first start again and you see all those people come back again. For me, that's almost the highlight of the year. Like every business, there's risk involved. So, there is a little bit of stress behind that. And, of course, Mother Nature will bring us weather, and it'll never be in its perfect form. And we have to react to that, and we have to react to it quickly because everybody wants to be here at 9 o'clock the next morning. So sometimes there'll be a little bit of stress associated with that. But the team looks well past that and really sees the value in getting that kind of work done and creating that relaxed and very inviting environment here.
What kind of growth have you seen with, because now with holding people down at the bottom and waiting for spots to open up top, this year is like a new frontier, right? Like for as far as...
It's been around, even like in 75 when I came here. There was a bus service, a Greyhound was running a bus service like every hour from downtown Depot all the way to the top here, like every hour. I used to live in Vancouver, and I'd walk down to East Hastings and hop on the bus and come up here to work. And even in those days, they would have the roadblock, the 11 till 2 roadblock.
Wow.
So I've got a wonderful video of one of the guys who basically built this park. He started in 1931. And it's showing a picture of the original parking lot, which was P2. And he said, I went to the government and said we needed a bigger parking lot for 1,000 cars. Says, I was just about put into the loony bin. 1,000 cars will never be that busy. Right? And things like that. So,
That's
you know,
cool.
we are repeating what
Yeah.
has happened. I'm sure, you know, if I can live to a ripe old age, I'm going to come up here in 20 years from now and go, holy smokes, look at this place.
It's going to have to
And
be
whether
layered
it's, you know, whether
parking
it's,
garages or
you
something.
know, tubes up here, underground parking garages or whatever to get you up here.
Yeah.
But as Eddie says, right from the start, right from your grandparents, it's still going to be mom and dad and the kids and a couple of buddies, you know, just hanging out in the snow. You can't change that.
I don't know if you know or not, but if you want to get your kids into snowboarding, you guys take kids that are like 2 or 3 years younger than the other programs. Mount Seymour is the obvious choice. If you are a snowboarder and you want your family to snowboard, this is the place you come to. Was that a deliberate choice?
I think it starts with just being family friendly.
Yeah.
And I think it's a matter of looking at, you know, how young can we go in terms of it being appropriate and successful for a child to start snowboarding. I think that's really important, is that when we look at these things, that we select a time and age that we know they're going to be that they're going to be successful
And
they're
having
going to
fun.
enjoy it. Exactly.
Yeah.
And having fun. That's the key.
Yeah, you've done a really good job of that.
Like, we rent the little Burton and head boards.
Yeah.
And as I say to parents that, you know, maybe taking a 3-year-old, I says, you know, just so you know, you're going to go outside, you're going to build snow forts with the board,
Yeah.
you're going to sit on the board,
Yeah.
right? But at some point in time, they will allow you to strap them in, and, you know, Dad will stand at the top, Mom will stand at the bottom, you'll push them down a 5-foot hill, and 2 years from now, you're going to be showing me a video of this kid ripping down the park.
Yeah.
You know, just amazingly at 5 years old. And it's because you start them at this age. Just, you know, I mean, it works. I mean, I took a picture of our Bears Den, our Tots area, just the other day of like 8 kids, you know, that need 4 staff because you got to help pick them up.
Yeah.
But I'm sure they were 3 and 4 years old. And they were just giggling and laughing and rolling around the snow, you know.
You know, the equipment has definitely supported us in reaching a younger age. And then as we've evolved, we've recognized the value of teaching areas. And so as Alex has referred to, the Bear Bowl we've created a teaching area right beside Alex's rental shop. And again, that's been amazing for people just to get out and start and really try to wipe away as much of the intimidation. What's interesting is it works really well for the little ones, but it also works really well for the old ones who want to take it up at a later time.
Yeah. I think it's almost better that the hardcore guys, or that were pros for snowboarding, were also exposed to a family resort, as opposed to a big Whistler Blackcomb kind of corporate spot where you're not exposed to any of the family stuff. Like, these guys are interacting with families in the lift lines and just on the hills, and I think that there was more respect at Mount Seymour. Like, I may be wrong here, but I don't think you ever had any clashes between the snowboard culture and the family guys.
I think that environment is really good for sure, and I think that it does generate respect, and I think that our ability to reach out to them and quite frankly seek their advice, their input in terms of what we're building for terrain parks and new features, I think that has gone a long ways of generating respect. And then being a smaller area, there's a little more accountability. And so there's been our fair share of times where we've had to call people out on issues, behaviors, whatever the case is. Sometimes it's resulted in just a good talking to. Sometimes it's resulted in a little bit of a timeout for a few weeks, and they regroup and they come back and they get it and they carry on, which is great. There were times definitely with those two markets that I think that there was a little bit of clashing that went on. And as I said earlier, I think I'm really glad that we continue to persevere through that. I think we saw the greater vision of that, and I think like every family, you know, you have there are those times that there's a little bit of dysfunctional activity that goes on, and you know, we probably had a little bit of that, you know, but we got through it, and I think in the end, I think your point of just having an area where there is respect and emulating that with this new and younger audience, we were able to do that, and I think that's definitely an important aspect of what people experience here.
And, Eddie gets the pat in the back, or maybe the system here. But, we're not a big corporation. Eddie's out there on his snowboard. I'm out front shoveling snow, and Kevin walks by, or, in the early days, or I can remember Devin Walsh coming in one time and just saying hi. I'd lost one of my screws. How's it going? But there was that attitude that you could talk to the bosses. And if there was a problem, it wasn't like they'd never met Eddie. They'd never hung out with him. We all sort of talked. And you say, there was one or two clashes. Every family has their fights. But we all got up in the morning and got on with the day and remembered, what are we here for?
Right.
We're here for going down that hill. One other thing I thought of earlier was one of the original videos of the mountain said, how are we ever going to put a chairlift up through Mount Seymour? It's not a hill. It's a series of valleys and bumps. But that's what makes Seymour so great now, is there are 2,000 hills up there, just depending on which way you go around the tree. And we didn't clear cut the hill. If you go up there and watch the little kids, hey, I found a new route, and it's not three skiers, right? It's two snowboarders and a skier. They couldn't care what you're riding on. Follow me. Yeah. Go off this jump. Yeah. Look what I did.
Yeah, no, that's really well put. I mean, that is definitely the differentiator with Mount Seymour. Yeah.
I have an audio recording on my phone from when it snows, those first days that it snows. I went up one of the other resorts, and man, were they just mean.
I've been coming up here since '93. I've never heard of a lawsuit from early season snowboarding ever. If we turn around and go to Mount Seymour, your competition, that we can go anywhere on that mountain, right?
Well, then I'm sure Eddie would love to do the same thing to you, and I'm sure he'd say you.
He never has, not ever. There's people up there building stuff right now, like features and little jibs and stuff.
Man, there was probably 30 of us up here first thing. It's that camaraderie that and then a staff will come by. Everybody cool here? Coming by saying isn't this great? There's a foot of snow, as opposed to being hey, get out of here, get out of here. There's just a difference in attitude up here that goes all the way from the top down. Yeah, I just want to thank you guys for having this here. Every single time I come to Mount Seymour, this is where the culture is. It stems from the two of you and the culture that you've created at this resort.
That's awesome.
It's kind of against the rules, but we don't chase the kids that come up here in November with a shovel when there's 4 inches of snow on the ground and they're trying to put as much snow as they can so they can slide down a 5-foot hill and go off a piece of PVC piping.
Right.
Because I did that when I was 5 years old. Yeah. And I remember the excitement of watching that first snowfall. And I'm sure Eddie does too.
Yeah.
And as you say, you're never in this business to make a ton of money, like some high-tech company or something. You're in this business because you love it. When you came up this morning, you said, look at the sun on the peaks.
Unbelievable.
You can't buy that.
No, you can't. It's a very healthy, for your body and soul environment to be up here. And I could see it in both of you guys. Yeah. I think we got what we need. All right. You guys are the best. Thank you very much for doing this. Yeah, great. So it's just you up here today, man?
With my daughter.
Oh, she's
my younger daughter.
Yeah.
The other one's in Calgary doing some comps for the next 3 days.
You got the most aggressively competitive family in snowboarding, dude.
For now, yeah.
For now. How long did you dig for yesterday?
We left around 7.
Awesome. Have you got your number yet?
No, I'm gonna go get it.
I gotta grab my phone and then I'm gonna grab mine.
Okay.
I'll see you there in a sec.
Tu vois, ça va?
Ouais. Je suis là. J'ai essayé d'être là hier, avant-hier, mais je suis là.
Yeah, stoked.
Not like last year, the lineup was so long in the morning, remember?
It was. epic season, eh?
I've been having a really good season. Yeah, it's been really fun.
Sick.
Yeah, I got a cat day, and then I got like 4 heli days. That was insane. That's like a whole year, you know? And then we came back, and there was snow here. There was tons of snow here. That was super good. How you doing?
Good. Just like trying to make all the last minute registration changes that came through at 11 p.m. last night.
Yeah. What time did you guys get up here this morning?
6:45.
Hi. Do we have assigned numbers this year?
They are assigned this year. There's an official timing system, so we're following their rules.
Oh, wow.
Eric Charleston, so you're kind of later.
Yeah.
Your number's 272.
Perfect. Thank you.
The guys just I dropped in and I ate shit. T-Bot's like, don't worry, just everybody saw. So how does it work? You just get one go at it and you're done? No practice runs? That's going to be up for the guys to decide up top. Oh, yeah.
I'm trying
trying
to get the lowdown.
Oh, yeah. So look for that.
Yeah.
So that's the wall. That's the jump side of it. Where is it here? So that's the overview of it.
So if you hit the jump, it's like a shortcut?
Kind of. Or it's going to just obliviate, like destroy. So you'll come in through here. You'll hit this, to that, right around to this. That's the pad. So that's the wall. It drops into, like, all this is another corner. But there's a hit here now that we built. So you can hit that and hope to kind of get into the trick, back into it. Or bank up into the wall and just suck it up like if you were skating.
Well, I guess I'm just going to have to see it.
One more time?
So
you got like
so
bank,
you come in here, so you hit this,
and then at
scoop
that
this
pad.
one. This one goes super deep.
Yeah.
And then that's the tree pad that I showed somewhere here. So that goes to there, which is this wall right here on the other side of that. And where this guy is, so that's that wall. There's the pad. Right here now there's like a little whooper bump.
Yeah.
And if you get it, you can get it so you can totally get right into the carve, like sucked into it, because it kind of starts going up after that. It's hard.
Whoa.
Because everyone's like, what's the new feature?
Yeah.
'Cause everyone's expecting something that we were going to build, and we were like, no, let's just make this thing like all the fast guys.
Yeah.
They got to hit the brake a bit.
Yeah. That's it. We did the drink water in the summer last year, and it was really technical.
Yeah.
Like you couldn't speed
It's
through.
either you go really technical again and people really got to work it, or you just make these fantastic things that we've been doing where people go, I could probably hit that, and then it's like, oh, they're getting it now. Like, we're building that sort of stuff into it all.
Yeah, that's rad.
Instead of just the giant surf walls.
Yeah,
It's
epic.
Eric, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Dave.
Dave,
Nice to meet you, man.
Good to meet you too, dude. Some
Thanks,
swag
Ryder.
coming down. Yeah, nice. That's epic. What number did you get, Mel?
43.
Oh, you were early.
I know. They're like, but you know what?
Jake, my man.
Then
All right, I'll see you guys
in
later.
the sun,
Yeah.
you know? I'll get to chill in the sun and
Yeah, me too. I'll be
272.
230 chills in the sun between.
Oh, gee.
Yeah, that's old. That's late in the game. It'll
But
be
it's-
fun.
Yeah, it'll be good. I think it might be icy.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit icy. It was below freezing last night.
Yeah, last night was slushy too, right? So. Marcus, morning.
Hey, dude.
How you doing?
Good,
Did you
man.
get in?
Yeah, I'm in.
Sick, dude.
You want to sign up?
Yeah, man. Well, we'll see you out there,
Yeah,
man.
man.
Good to see you. Nick, good
How
to
are you?
meet you, man.
Really nice to meet you too. And I love what you do. I was
thanks.
listening to the Johnson one last night.
Yeah,
I'm an
that's-
old cat
it's
like
long.
you, so
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like it's cool.
Yeah,
You
he's
get
the best. It was
all of them.
That's
are-
my
all of them
favorite
are
thing
great.
is to be invited to somebody's house in their life and
Yeah.
like see where they're at now.
That's just such an amazing story. His story.
Yeah.
Like-
He's-
anyway, what you do, keep doing it. It's
No,
rad,
dude,
man.
thanks, man.
It's
Thank
awesome.
you.
Morning.
I'm supposed to be on a list of some kind for the tickets.
Oh, okay.
Eddie would have put it on there.
Are you?
Check the guest arrivals. Are you working for the baked salmon event?
Sort of, but he's doing it as like maybe a media pass.
Oh, okay.
It's probably the daily arrivals list. Do you know where that one is?
No. Is it? It's.
If it's not on the list
Oh,
here,
I see what
you
you're saying. Like you guys like have a day list.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
He sends down every
We're
day.
expecting to come up, you know. So
yeah.
you would have to tell them you're coming today.
You don't have it, your ID.
Oh, I
That's
see.
the thing.
I see.
Yeah.
I can help you on this computer over here.
Okay.
You know, because you have to call in advance and say, look, I'm going to come up that day.
Yeah.
Will you have a ticket for me or whatever?
Okay.
Or we can process the ticket.
Yeah, no problem.
You know, so.
Okay. Yeah, I'll go talk with those guys at the Baked Salmon. And
Yeah,
see
yeah.
If there's something
See what
kicking
they can
around.
do, yeah.
Thanks,
Thanks.
guys.
Sorry.
Is there a chance I can get a ticket?
Yes.
That was the easiest ticket get ever. Thank you. Michael, how are you?
Good, man. How are you doing?
I'm doing my thing.
Yeah, of course you are.
Did you get in? You're in.
Oh, yeah, I'm
obviously.
in. Yeah, I registered a while ago.
Do you know your number?
No, I don't.
You're going to find out in a second.
272.
I'm excited, dude. This is going to be
Oh,
good.
it's going to be sick.
You know there's a shortcut, right?
235? Thank you.
Look at that.
What's the shortcut?
There's a tree where you can go left and go around a berm, or go right and air to the next berm.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And you'll know it because there's a tree with a pad.
How far down is it?
Like halfway.
It's not that hard right where that tree is?
Might be.
Like a majorly hard right,
Yes.
like almost like 3/4 away around
I think
it.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
We're talking about the shortcut. Do you know about the shortcut?
No.
They built a jump so you can air into one of the berms, or you can go around.
No, they do.
Yeah, they do.
No, they do.
Yeah, yeah.
Is that what that's actually for?
It's
I don't know.
actually
That
for
sounds
that.
dangerous as hell.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's dangerous. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what board. I got two boards. I got a 61 and a 69.
I'd bring them both.
Do I have to ride one of them or the other?
I know. Yeah, it's probably going to be the 61, right?
Yeah.
Probably.
It's so tight.
Depends. Like, no, I haven't even seen the course.
We haven't seen it.
Did you dig yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, so you know.
It's really tight. I get this thing on. I'll be right back.
Yeah. God. What number are you? Dude, you're right before me.
Okay,
you're right before me.
Don't pass me.
Yeah, right. What board are you riding?
Optimistic 161.
What is that?
It's yes.
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
So it's like a bank slalom board, like a carving board.
Yeah.
A soft boot carving board.
Yeah.
With a powder nose.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
So you're feeling pretty good.
That's all I ride.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It'd be weird to try
You
anything
had a
else.
killer season, man. You got lots of good pounds.
I've been getting some.
Yeah.
Getting some.
Yeah.
As much as the marriage will let me get away with.
Yeah. What was the last Insta from? I was trying to recognize the mountain. I'm like, I don't know that place.
I went instead of going backside was Shrouds. And I was just like, fuck. So I went front side.
Yep.
Like I went, when you go over the back.
Yep.
And then you hike to the right.
Yep.
Hikers right at the backside.
Yep.
I turned around.
Yeah.
And I went front side.
And
down into like
Joey
the death gullies,
Joey Williams was saying he was going to take me there. You have to hike back up.
2 hour snowshoe right back up.
Ugh. 2 hour snowshoe.
Yeah, well, I'm no gazelle.
That sounds like not worth it.
It
But
was
it
like
looked really, really
it was good
good.
exercise.
Yeah.
Ended up on top of like a 70-footer, like
That's what I
from
was
me to
gonna say.
you.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
holy shit.
How stressed are you right now? Out of 10?
Medium. 5.
5? That's not bad. How old are you this year? 10. Are you excited to race? Have you raced before? Never? This is your first race. You're not nervous, are you? I'm so nervous. And I'm going way after you.
Oh, he's
Number 19. He's going to get to go while the course is still really good.
Ooh, yeah, right. Whatever you do, don't flip up.
That's going to go. I don't know if it'll work
My knees
or
hurt
not.
just looking at the stands.
Yeah, the first couple of runs I tried, I couldn't even make it work.
That's crazy.
Because it's like a bike, like where if you go slow, you just fall over.
Yeah.
You got to just point.
Yeah, no.
But it's pinner. It's like a kid's board.
Jeff's Keenan's setup, like
Yeah.
he's either zero or a little
Yeah,
posy in the
yeah.
back foot, and my knee's ready to bust
hurts,
out. It
yeah.
fucking hurts so bad.
So you started at Lake Ridge in 97?
Yeah, so I rode there in 97, learned how to snowboard, and then got a job as, what is it, like an instructor helper or something
Sure,
like that, and
yeah.
did that for a year or two. And then they said, we want to put money in the train park.
Rad.
And so I told them, going to Mount St. Louis and all the other resorts. That
Yeah.
You need people to maintain it. You need people to keep eyes on it, yada, yada. And they said, okay. So I was like fucking 16 or 17, and I became the park manager there.
That
so
is
I like
insane.
helped design the park. I would sit in a cat and show them what to build, and we built all these rails. And I think it was 2001 or 2.
Yeah.
2001 or 2 or 3, we started the park, new location, and it fucking killed it.
What's up, Evan? What's happening, buddy?
What up?
How's it going?
How you guys doing?
Good.
Been a while.
Good to see ya.
Good to see you. Yeah. Good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Saw you the day before I blew my knee.
Oh fuck! How'd you blow your knee?
Here, being dumb.
So are you going up?
After that dumb backflip I did, till flat.
Oh god.
The next day I land flat here and fucking boom.
Oh man.
You guys racing? Yeah.
Racing, man.
Fuck yeah!
Woo!
All right, well, see you in a bit.
Yeah.
All right, bud.
Peace.
Far away.
So you were saying that the husband of the owner was a steel fab.
Yeah, Ricky, who
Yeah.
owns the place, her husband, he worked in a steel fabrication shop, or he owned it or something. But yeah, he made this attachment instead of a zog. That's just a big fucking chunk of metal in the shape of a half pipe or quarter, and just drive down with the cat and chunk on the way down, cutting the shape of the pipe. I mean, obviously pipes were whatever back in the day, but that's how they did it for years.
That's insane. So when did you move out here?
2004 or 5.
Nice.
Moved to Whistler, got a job in the park, day crew.
Yeah.
And then jumped in a CAD a little bit here and there because I'd just gone to school for heavy equipment operating.
Oh, that's a good
And
move.
then the next year they put me in a CAD in the parks. So I've been building the parks at Whistler Blackham since 2006. And
It's a different level up
the rest
there.
is history.
It's amazing.
It's pretty
Yeah.
cool. And getting thrown into it, I literally drove down a run, or my supervisor drove down, and then I jumped in the passenger seat. He drove me back up and said, all right, go groom the kids' park.
Come on.
That's my first
That's
night.
awesome.
I'm like, holy shit.
Have you done any of those groomer camps? Down
Yeah,
in,
we do. It's called
Mountain Head?
Cutters Camp at
Cutters
Mountain
Camp,
Head.
yeah.
So I've done 3 or 4 or 5 of those now as panelists. So I go down and help coach people.
How do you feel about their parks?
Hi.
How's it going? How do you feel about their parks as far as just Mount Hood and what they do?
Mount Hood, they do some really cool stuff. They have a flow park,
Yeah.
which is non-conventional, side hits and quarter pipes and hips all over the place. It's sick. It's sick. And then we're lucky enough to get hired to build Holy Bowly last year.
That's sick.
Crush brought us out, and we worked with this dude Weasel down at Timberline, and it's fucking awesome.
Well, thanks, dude.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Thanks,
Like, what's the course look like now that you've flown over it?
Good to see
Oh, it looks fun. It's sunny. It looks pretty tight.
Yeah.
And it's going to be, whoever just kind of stays on the gas and stays on their feet.
What's the wax strategy today?
warm
Looks like you got
wax,
some
warm
texture
conditions.
on there, too.
Yeah, some big texturing would be nice,
Yeah.
A broken linear, I think, would be the best.
Yeah.
And just brush it right out and make sure you don't get suction. And maybe a little ivory soap so you have a clean run.
Reception. No reception.
Hey, Bob, you have a stone?
Doing the teepee or what?
I'm doing the tippy in the tail and
Nice.
in the middle of the board, too.
Nice interview in the mountain life, man. That's
Oh.
the cover.
Yeah, thank
Right?
you. My first one. At 50 years old.
Never too late, TP. Never too late.
It's funny.
Maybe it'll be worked in. But
I just ran and crashed through the finish. It was awesome.
Hey. How are you? Good.
Nice to see you.
Way better when you're just talking like you're not being recorded.
I like that even better. I crashed hard through the finish, but the timing worked.
That's sick.
Yeah.
I like what's that lore about? There was a complaining corner, so now you make one on purpose.
Well, you got to have something that really throws everybody for a sketch every year, right?
Totally.
In every race and everywhere around the world. If you don't throw a little fun in there, do you know what happens?
What's that?
There's no fun?
I don't know. I've never gone anywhere where there's no fun, dude.
So good. Oh, are you feeling good though?
Yeah, I'm
Are
not
you
even
feeling
thinking
rested?
about it.
Are you feeling good? Are you ready to race?
Yes, I've been here the last 3 nights, just like getting used to
Yeah.
acclimatized to the snow.
Oh, did you never? Is this your first time to Seymour? Had you never been here before?
Oh, I've been here. a long time. Hey, do you want to do the Seymour Kid Challenge?
The what?
Seymour Kid Challenge.
Ah, yes.
Each Seymour Kid has a point system, points attached to them.
Yeah.
Let's see how many you get. How many points you get?
Oh God, I'm gonna lose this for sure.
Yeah, no, that's the point. All right, you're gonna be kissy face.
I love.
All right, go for it. Name as many Seymour kids as you can, Tony.
Seymour kids?
Yep.
Kevin Sansalon.
All right, that's worth 1 point.
Jeff Keatley.
Also worth 1 point.
Dave Short. No.
Dave Short. I don't know if he's not on the list yet. You might have added a guy.
Matt Standish.
He's on there, and he is worth 2 points. You're at 4.
What about
Seymour kids?
Yeah. What about
You gotta have Keatley.
I said Keatley.
Yep.
Sure.
What about
Sansel needs his own thing, but he'd get to be wrangled in there.
what about Jeff Keenan?
Derek Scott.
Yeah, Derek Scott.
Keenan's worth 2 points.
Yeah, Jeff Keenan for sure.
Derek Scott's worth 3, I think. No, 2.
If you could get Derek Scott on.
What about what's his name from the island? Friends with Standish.
Viner.
No, not Viner. No,
Viner's in there for 2 points. Are you guys?
Viner, Spencer, not
Spencer
Forbes.
Forbes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Forbes.
Forbes.
Travis Hilliard. Is he a Seymour kid?
He's on there, and
Travis?
he's worth an awful lot of points.
Oh, well,
too.
of course. We were all buddies with Trav. Trav, this is for you. Part of this is for Travis.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to know that.
All right. Are you officially retiring?
I guess so.
You're
I'm
doing
gonna
good.
be
You got
mad at the ones that I missed.
I think you got 17 points.
Can I see the list?
Yeah.
Who did I miss? Are there any changes to the Grom list? We were told there's changes.
Yes, Rafe Hudson is being moved from youth boys to Groms.
Scott, I just had a request. Somebody wants a link to the live stream of the race. Can you just send that over, please?
Yeah.
Dave, call him up here and start getting.
Yeah. Number 1. Where's Cash Cooper?
He's right here.
All right, you're number 1.
Mhm.
What was your name?
Cash Cooper.
All right. How'd you do last year, Cash?
Came first.
How you feeling about this year?
Feeling good.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you had a chance to preview the course a little bit, or just from the chair?
Yeah, I've had a chance.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And what do you think?
I think it's some corners are kind of tight, but I think it's gonna be a good course.
Yeah. Excellent. Well, good luck and have fun, dude.
Thanks.
What's the format? So everybody's got one run, or
Yeah, and then there's a second run.
there is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the way it works is if all of that stuff works perfect,
They have a second run.
we have a second run.
If
But
it
the second
doesn't-
run, this is the thing with it. You get to pick.
Yeah.
If you want.
Want you save that one?
Yeah.
Can you still run it and say I'm saving the first one if
No.
there's time? No. Okay,
No.
good.
That's it. Let's do this. Let's open her
Good
up.
luck. Have fun.
Is everybody ready to do a race here? You can hang out up here. Come up here and hang out.
Yeah, we should go through the
Come up here
rules
and hang
after.
out.
Sure.
We are. Let me know when you're good and we'll send them.
The nerves are rocket fuel, buddy.
You got it. Breathe. In
Nerves
through
are
the
rocket
nose,
fuel.
out through the mouth. Ready for the first? You got here, Cash. To go.
Hey, Jeff, why don't you go down and Scott? You want to go down and collect chips until he gets there? Scott from Tony.
I'm coming.
Where are you? Because we're wanting to do the race now, and we need somebody at the bottom collecting chips. So if you can't be there in like 1 minute, then we're going to put somebody there.
The anticipation.
Standard right there.
Yeah, right? Yeah, Dad.
Jacket, no. Cage, looks freaking all the time. Oh, sorry. I'm gonna check our departure list. You stay right here. Number 8. Maria's number 8.
Yeah, buddy.
Number
Good to see you, man.
She didn't get a wristband yet. What do I do?
You get put that on the leading list.
Number 9. Okay, go, Billy. I'm going.
Good. Number 9. Number 9, you got a wristband? Yep, cool.
Yeah. Excuse me. So those two are in the grums, but they don't. They have the 287 and 288.
Yeah, we just gotta let Rafe number 16 go when we're done draws.
I'm just asking a question. You watch the line, girls.
Number 10. Who's number 10?
We gotta go backwards.
Come on up and strap in here. Who's number 11? Number 11.
Tony,
get up here.
Tony, we got 2 and 3 to fit in the mix too, bro.
Dave.
I'm not gonna lie, you look more nervous now than before.
Yeah, I look more nervous now.
I think you got this.
Yeah.
You skate pretty well too, right? Like you skate some of the snake runs?
Yeah.
This is easier than that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and look, it's nice and sunny.
Yeah, it's slushy too. It's nice and soft.
Yeah, man, you're ready.
Yeah.
You got this. You totally got this. How often do you compete in contests?
When there's a contest coming, I always compete.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Jake!
I think you're going to do real good, dude.
Yeah. Hope so.
Hey, Nick, how do you feel about people going on the wrong side of the gate? Do you care?
Yes.
You care very much?
There's got to be standard rules, but
I think
basically
this tree gate here, people are going on the wrong side of it.
Which one?
Just let's watch this one here.
There's like a red gate.
To be honest, I don't really care.
I knew it.
But
see, she just did it. Wrong side of that gate.
Really?
Yep.
That's fine. As long as there's no flyouts right there.
This is beautiful.
I don't know. I'm taking a risk with my board. I don't know whether it's going to be like...
What did you choose?
It's an Endeavor board. It's called the Alpha. It's like, it's this one here. So it's a small board, but it has a like super long effective edge.
Yep.
But yeah, you just have to be like patient in your carves, you know.
Yeah. That's rad. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, are you guys still going in order, or is it just whatever?
I think that's
no, we're going in order.
Is it?
It's just certain people have other he has stuff to do, so you can go whenever you want. What number are they on? Do you know?
I don't know.
I'm not sure. 140.
156, I guess.
Thank you, dude. It's gonna be milliseconds.
It's gonna be milliseconds.
That wax I have on here, dude.
Yeah.
It's gonna be all the dip.
What do you got?
It's Tony's secret sauce.
Damn it. I got no secret
wax,
sauce.
Joe.
Really? Yeah, I have an expensive wax on mine, but I didn't scrape it because I don't have a scraper.
There's a scraper. You need one?
Yeah.
Tony's got a scraper. We have scrapers and brushes.
I need that.
Yeah.
I need that for sure. I have to beat Arty.
Everyone has to beat Arty.
Hey, Junkus. How you feeling?
Chilling. I'm about to drop in, man.
Yeah?
Yeah, nerves are high. This first toe side turn's so sick. Like, just gonna ride that one out and hope I make it to the end, you know?
Beat Arty. Just beat Arty. Tony, is there a scraper in here somewhere?
Yeah, give me 1 sec.
Yep.
It's right there.
You want Logan Short has entered the contest.
Thank you very much.
139 on course. Inaugural baked salmon winner.
4 days of work or 5 hours of riding.
I don't think I've ever seen this many stoked people.
There was people in the trees camped out for the day.
Yeah.
Everyone behaved. There was typical.
Yep.
It was good. It was friggin' all time.
I've heard over and over again it's the best course.
The best course for sure.
By a lot.
So it's our fourth one. The first one was super sketchy. The second one was good. Last year was okay, but this year I think with the like average snowfall and not the like caked, it's almost a better course because we just have more banks and turns and ditches.
You got to take a lap?
2 laps. I got on my first one and then I missed the gate on my second.
Same.
I set the gate, so you have an excuse. I don't.
And you missed the gate.
I have no excuse. I went straight for the boardroom tent and took out the flags.
Oh, that's pretty much what I almost did too. I think my favorite today is the boardroom tent getting slashed every time someone went by. The hoots and hollers of the day make it. The people hanging out on top of the cliff drinking beers make it.
The 2 hips in a row there?
The 2 hips in the row, the rail park make it sick.
The fact that you're here at Mount Seymour at your home mountain and you kind of got...
Makes it sick.
You kind of got like run of the hill for the day.
Yeah. We're running Brockton.
Yeah, but I mean, where else would you want to be today? There's a fucking epic bank slalom course here.
This is it. I think it's going to be fast times, too. I think it's actually faster than previous years.
Yeah.
You don't think? I think so.
A lot of these people just aren't as good as they think they are.
Well, yeah, that's...
I really thought I was really good last year, and I was listening to the top 3.
Yeah.
And I thought I was maybe 3rd. Then I thought I was maybe 2nd. Then I thought I won for a second. Then I thought for a couple of days I must have got 4th or something. And then when you posted the results, I had 117th.
Yes! Yes! That's sick.
It was so awesome, man.
Yeah, this event's not about winning.
Oh, you win just by getting in, man.
Half the people that win don't even understand.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's nothing. It's about this.
This is good with the
ripping laugh.
Yeah, with the border cross style people like racing each other.
That's really what we should just make it next year.
No, there's no border cross board rule, and I think it got broken this year. I saw that Jillian Andrushenko chick with one.
Yes makes a race board.
I saw Yes with one. There's a few border cross boards.
I brought mine, but I couldn't make it work. It's just too wrong.
Make it work. Just doesn't clink up.
No, it sucked.
Nice.
I just really wanted to beat Arty. That was my whole ammo.
You gotta beat Arty. Look at this.
Hopefully lots of people beat Arty. Hey.
What's up?
How are ya?
How's it going?
Good. How was your day? I'm gonna die here.
What is this? Is
This
this the
is like-
Seymour Kids Challenge?
Basically.
Okay.
What do you got? How many guys?
Okay. Sean Kearns, Dion Delasal.
Both of those are not good.
Kevin Sansalone.
You got 1 point.
Matt Viner, Matt Standish.
Wow, you got a lot.
Chris Brown, Kevin Young, Kale Stevens.
Yeah.
Did I say Sansalone?
Yep.
Did I said Kearns? Dev Walsh, Christopherson. Fuck. How many am I at now?
I don't know. You got like 4.
Really?
A lot of those guys aren't guys that make the list.
Dude,
It's
those are
curated
real.
by-
Those are real Seymour kids. Those are real kids.
They're skids. What the fuck?
That's my intro. I like it. Well, you know.
You were up here all day, dude.
Of course.
What do you think?
Well, things like this are more important for the community than they are for a contest, so that's what keeps me around.
No, wait for me.
Yeah, because it's my own contest with these guys, and I don't even do the contest. That's how much I dislike contests. But I like the community, so that's why I'm around.
From the trailer shot.
You're wrecking my interview.
Sorry.
That was epic.
We'll leave it at that for now.
You got it. This is for the podcast.
Oh no.
Don't say it like that.
I'm not good at talking onto a microphone.
But this isn't a microphone. This is a video camera.
I did a phone interview once, and it was the best thing ever because I was just talking on the phone, and I just was like super chill.
How's it going today?
Super good, my man.
All right.
Super happy.
Oh, wait. Did you run the event today? Sorry, am I calling you? You're at the event?
I'm at the event. Bake Salmon 4, baby.
How did it go?
I thought it was really good. I'm super stoked. That huge turnout, and everyone from like a 6-year-old to a 65-year-old made it through the course. super fast. The timing was good. Weather was good. People were good. Everyone's kind of cleaning up after themselves. And
Every year it gets a little smoother, huh?
for sure.
I think last year you were a little more stressed out at this point.
Yeah, it's really hard to get that many people through the course, but I think these guys, Tony, Jeff, Bernie, Scott, everyone else that helped really helped make that happen really smooth.
It happened this year. Like, it was like, I was surprised how fast the lines just moved.
Yeah,
It was perfect.
4:15 and we're already done.
Yeah, and now people are just lined up to do it again. I think that's a testament to how good the fucking course is, dude.
Hell yeah, man.
It was so fun. You take a couple laps?
I did, 2 laps.
What do you think?
Loved it.
Yeah, did you crash on your second lap like everybody?
Hell no.
talked to? Man,
Just kept it medium. Went medium.
Went medium on
Yeah.
lap 2?
Both.
Nice. I had a lot of fucking fun, dude. This is the most fun. Thanks for inviting me to this. It was insane.
You're welcome, my dude.
All right, one more quick one from
Yeah.
Camp Brockton. You're up here for a couple days.
Yeah, I've been up here since Monday.
Camping?
Camping, yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's been epic, dude.
Lots of cat work, lots of just people digging, lots of...
Yeah, it's been, I get to do the top half of the course.
Yeah.
So that's my section, getting the snow ready for the diggers to come in and make it all pretty. And then, yeah, the boys were here in full force digging Wednesday on, even Tuesday. Tony's been up here giving her with me, keeping me company in the machine, you know?
Yep. You got your kids up here. How are the kids like being
Oh, the
up on
kids
mountain?
have had a great time, man.
Oh, there's one right here. And what was it like camping in the snow? Were you frozen?
Actually, no, we were like sweating in there.
Like you had a heater or something?
Yeah, we were technically glamping.
Yeah. Nice.
Yeah, it was fun, man. We had a couple snowstorms. The first night I got covered with a foot of snow, and I
That's
think
insane.
the first night the girls stayed, we got like 10. So it was interesting. Some wind. We had fun. All the elements. They got to see sunrise.
Yeah.
They got to see the twinkle of the city.
The city looks so like super pretty.
So is this March break for you guys?
Yeah, we skipped school Friday though, so
Nice.
yeah.
That's sick.
But I kind of wish we didn't because we were getting our school hoodies.
Oh, I love the school hoodie. Wow.
Yeah, it's her last
But
year in
One of my
elementary
cousins
school,
brought it
so-
home for me, like Rose or Madison. I don't know which one.
Yeah. no,
Well, I
it's
can't
been
tell you
great.
how stoked I was to see you guys were staying up here. That was
Yeah,
awesome.
no,
man.
it's super awesome, man. Yep.
Thanks for all your hard work.
No worries,
All
man.
the
Thank
guys.
you guys. Thank everybody for all their hard work.
Yeah.
Without the shovelers, this is just a bunch of piles of snow, you know.
That's rad.
Yep. No, it's fine. Let's go. Get in line. Thanks for all the publicity and all the
man.
coverage and everything.
It's an absolute pleasure, dude. This is. I gotta record this. What's in the garage?
I just sold somebody a tree line.
Yeah.
Yeah. And somebody else a transfer. Like an
Nice.
old wooden surfboardy kind.
Damn.
Yeah.
And what are the crown jewels of your collection? Like, what are you keeping for you?
The luxury Shin Campos.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I interviewed Chin. He's the best, dude. It's very, very nice.
Yeah. I think I've listened to that one.
Have you you've got like plenty of boards?
Yeah.
And you've been riding since, what was your first
30
board?
plus years. My first board was a Look X-rated.
Nice. I know what board that is.
Oh, yeah?
Yep, I
Yeah.
do.
And then a Kemper Freestyle 165. It was like
The black one?
The black one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course.
And it was a total tank, and I hated it. I was tiny.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
I got the little luxury Shin Campos 144. It was like appropriate size.
That's sick, homie. What was your name, dude?
Niles Scherer.
Oh, I know you, Niles. Yeah. Enjoy, buddy.
Thanks, man.
Have a great run.
Yeah, you too. Or are you not doing it or what?
I got a board to bring down.
I can bring it down for you and give you a helmet and everything you need.
Nah.
Yeah, sweet.
Take a rip, man.
And
Take a rip.
The one I thought you were going to go earlier, I turned the camera on. I was like, I'll get
Oh, I was
And then
goofing.
you tricked you.
I
I
was
was like,
goofing. Got to have the fakeness in the Instagram feed. You ran one and you're back up.
Did you get them?
And they're still running the chair.
No, they're like, it's
That's
stopped.
it.
Yeah,
Chair
it's
stopped.
stopped.
How'd it go?
I made it down.
We're
gonna do switch
though. All right, Tony.
Thanks
for
for
everything. Close it up.
Close it up. Oh man. Well, I think all you got to say is one thing. We're standing at the top.
Yep.
The race is over.
Yes.
It's been over for half an hour.
Yes.
And there is like 50 people lined up constantly wanting to run the
Yep.
salmon.
It's the best.
Man, like that's the best. And I think the thing that honestly, Eric, like, I think the thing that I was so stoked about is I took that first run, and it was like everybody was already basically done and hanging out, and I came up the chair, and there was people everywhere in the trees, everywhere, like all over the place. It was really cool, you know? So it's just like, you know, this is the goal, and it's achieved. So I think we're pretty stoked.
I agree.
What do you think?
I think it was the best snowboarding event I've ever been at.
Thank you.
Yeah, dude.
Well, we just want it to be chill and fun, and
that's what makes it the best.
Yeah, we want it to be extremely inclusive. What's that? In a bit. We got to tear all this stuff down. Yeah, we just want it to be inclusive for all snowboarders.
Yeah.
You know, that's the key.
Yeah, and look in the line, you got a little kid, you got an old man.
Yeah, you got a little bit of everything.
You got everything.
Yeah.
And everybody's happy.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Yeah. And
Very positive event.
And people get to shred this for the next, whatever. Do
And
they
I have
take
to
it
come
down?
back.
Or do they?
I
I
have
don't
to
think
take
so.
it.
Take it down. Yeah, I think they shred it. Yeah.
I have to take out Arty next year because I took myself out this year. I had a perfect run the first run, and then I just biffed it on run 2.
Oh, man.
So
isn't that what we all want to do, is beat Arty? He's just good at everything, so we just want to beat him.
That's it.
Right? And Bibby. We all want to beat Bibby, too. Sorry, Bibby. Cool.
Sick.
Send a snowmobile up for Sergey. If he needs to get down the mountain.
Hey, Chris.
Chris
and Simon. We need a snowmobile to the top of the mountain to get a timing guide. He doesn't have skis.
We'll have the time posted later.
Is that okay?
And you'll know. You'll see what the times are, and you'll be like, oh, you know what? I was actually...
Chris?
Don't worry about it. Yeah. Don't worry about it.
All right.
Are you busy or
no?
Right in the middle of
Right in the middle of it. Yep.
No, we'll figure it out later. At least
See you,
we'll
dude.
know later on, right? We'll find the time.
That's awesome. So fun.
That was an event, dude.
Yeah, it was great. We got to get the Jeff and Dave and
It's just
Nick.
that there was another
I've gotten all
Okay,
of them.
cool.
It's all you. This is all you.
All right.
What was the highlight of today?
The highlight of today, I think, for me, the highlight's always seeing the Groms ride, because it's like, that's the next generation, and seeing people who care, just like all the people who care about snowboarding. For anybody who says snowboarding's dead, come to this event, and then maybe you'll change your mind. So, yeah, and just seeing all the friends and the community, that's why we do it, because Mount Seymour's a special place, and this is just really a celebration of that. So, yeah.
It was really fun.
Cool. And thank you so much for being here.
Yeah, dude. Thank you. What do you think? Second run better than your first? I wish I wouldn't have taken the second run.
No, I wish I did.
I wish I didn't, man.
Yeah.
I bailed.
It felt slower,
I biffed
too.
it. I biffed it.
Let's get.
It was terrible.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Roll the dice.
I'm glad I got to ride the course. I'm glad I
you
got
got
to
an extra run.
It's almost better that I put down that first run, and now I'll never know how good it was.
No, I think they do tell you the first
They'll
time.
tell you your time.
Yeah. It just doesn't count.
They'll tell
But
you
you
your
can-
time, it just doesn't
they said-
count. That's what makes
said
it
on the mic
even
anyway
worse.
that
That's so much
they'll
worse.
have it written, but
I know.
it doesn't count.
It teases you.
It's even worse for me, especially for me, because I was lying. My first run wasn't that good. And now I'm going to... No, I'm just kidding.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. My first run was epic. I loved it.
Yeah.
And then my second run, I just biffed it.
Oh.
Whatever, man.
Yeah, you know.
I'm
could
not
have
even
been
a
faster.
competitive dude. You're a competitive dude. In your heart?
Oh, well, you always race to win, right?
Yeah, not me.
Why-
Yeah. I always race to have fun.
You'll never lose that, eh?
Yeah, racing to win, man.
It's funny to see. Like I've known Alex Warburton for a long time.
Yeah.
Right. I've never seen that side, but at the Baker.
Oh, really?
He's still a super competitive fucker.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he does not like losing, and he was like, I don't care if I come second last as long as Tom Burt comes last. I've never beaten him, and he ended up beating him, but he still didn't win.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, he got second.
And
Someone
he
came out of nowhere and
yeah,
took the
like
win.
it was weird actually.
Yeah.
But oh man, that course was gnarly though.
Was it?
Oh my God! It actually like I
Not
sat.
enough snow or what?
I sat. Yeah, it was, and it was like minus 18.
Yeah.
First day I was supposed to run at 1 o'clock, and I ran at 4:45.
What?
So I was freezing.
Yeah.
And I'm
And
just
dark,
like,
pretty much.
Oh my God! And I just Like I sat in my hotel room on Friday night feeling so sorry for myself, going, I need to find a new sport. I'm giving up lurker.
Add more pop to
Look at this guy. What are you listening to, bro?
I'm just listening to my own podcast.
You're listening to your latest
Just while
one?
I'm here, yeah.
Man, did I sound great. Did you get Ben? You gotta get Ben some questions.
I want to hear what you're talking about.
I filmed it when I blew it.
You added more pop to
the first hit.
Yeah.
Because it was
of course.
too easy to get to the end of it.
For you guys.
Well, for most people.
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, you built all 3 of those hips in the park too? Like
the little side ones?
Yeah. That was fun.
Yeah.
Like they're epic.
I was just gonna leave, and I just thought, I have my rake.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? You know?
Yeah. Did you build shit like back home before? Like are you like that guy, the shovel guy, the builder guy?
I did park maintenance 1 year, but back east it's not the same. It's just ice. There's really nothing you can do.
Yeah, whereas here you can look and you can see
actually
a
shape
thing,
things.
and then you just shape it. Yeah. So you saw that those 3 hips just needed to be made.
Yeah, but they're just like people already want to hit them.
Yeah.
But they're just dull at the end. So you just add a little bit of something, and then
it's so perfect.
Wait to see how it goes.
There's a lot of happy people on that. We saw that all this week.
Yeah.
Yeah, we rode the last 2 days up here, and I was like, ooh, those 3 are real days.
I was here for 2 days.
Just digging.
But, for boarding. But yeah, it's worth it. Like, just stop and add a little bit more pop to your favorite hit.
Yeah.
You're so stoked for the rest of the day.
Okay, can we just say there's nowhere else that I've ever been where you're allowed to do that? Like if Ski Patrol saw you doing that at any other mountain, they would be like, "What? You're not allowed to have a shovel here." I've been told that other places. You can't have a shovel here.
Yeah. I know that Whistler will like all the good runs with side hits. Sometimes when they notice it, they'll come with the cat and actually cut like a big ledge.
A ledge to make.
So you can't get to it anymore.
Yeah, I've seen that.
Here you ride on Manning. Sometimes you're like, oh, this is getting sketchy, but I guess that's just the way it is. That's how you learn to ride.
Yeah, that's why this mountain's so good, is that they kind of back away. Like I interviewed the mountain ops manager, Eddie, and I could see like when I was saying, the parking lot etiquette at the end of the day, like that you guys aren't like clamping down on people, because there's a long history of people coming up Mount Seymour before it was even here and having drinks.
Yeah.
That was like the deal. You would come up on the weekend, you drink some beer in your cabin
as
that
long
you made.
as it's done in respect, and like, yeah.
I think it almost always is. And I could see he was kind of cringing, like, don't make me say it, but you're not allowed to
Well,
do
it's
that.
it's like when you're at the beach and the cups roll by. You know, they'll give you a ticket if you're being a dick on top of it. Otherwise, it's just kind of like try to hide it.
Yeah.
Common
Here,
sense,
it
I
doesn't
think.
really feel like you have to try and hide it, because it's
but
a part of...
Like, let's not pull out a piñata and go too crazy. But sure, like, do your thing. It is the weekend, right?
Yeah. That's a great quote.
Yeah. And that's and that's what this place is. Evening boarding and weekenders, like.
Yeah. You have a pass here.
Yeah.
I would think you'd have a Whistler pass.
Well, I've had for the last few years, like, I've pretty much always had a Whistler pass, but I find myself driving down here instead. So, like, the last 3 years, I've only gone to Whistler maximum 10 times. So I didn't buy one this year, and so far so good.
Yeah.
I don't think I missed anything.
It's a lot of fun down here. There's a lot of fun to be had in this. Like this mountain is just covered in transitions.
Well, obviously the community, but that I lost mine too, by the way. But just the idea that you can show up later and just stay for the evening if it's good. Where Whistler, you need to take off at 7:30 to be there for opening.
Yeah.
And then if it's good, you still have to be gone at 3.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of with everyone. Everyone's on the same schedule over there. Where here, like, you show up, there's always someone leaving saying, hey, it was great.
Yeah.
And then you're leaving, someone's coming in after work. And then there's just kind of like a relay of individuals. There's not only one way of riding Seymour, basically. That's what
Yeah. I've always said I really like riding in the city. Like I have a hard time enjoying going to Whistler because I don't know where to go. I kind of do, but
It's getting harder to, and honestly, it's harder on your body.
It's harder on your body.
Like here, you can point it wherever you want,
anywhere,
and you don't need to kill your speed. Just wait a little longer. It's gonna slow down. Or like Blackcomb is like, yeah, you're gonna die. And you can't point it.
Yeah.
And always killing your speed. For me, it's my back.
Yeah, that hard hockey stop. Yeah.
Like
Fuck
just that side of things. Like I can do way more days in a row here than I could up Whistler Blackcomb. If that does anything, and to have the parking right here. You know, it's not like a kilometer away from where you're actually going to get on the chair. You can go back to your car, change mitts.
Every run,
go back.
if you want, grab a beer, do whatever.
Have a snack.
It's true.
Or come up, do one run, realize it's not good, go home.
Yeah, and it took you like one run plus 30 seconds
Yeah.
to figure it out.
It's the investment of time is like reasonable.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I really
Plus,
like
all those mountains have the best view that you can think of.
Yeah, it's true.
So, I don't know. Yeah, there's not much bad things. I mean, sometimes the weather is whatever, but it's not like Whistler's any better.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it's the same weather systems. Sometimes
maybe
more snow
foggier here.
Sometimes. Yeah, foggier. Well, because you can get above it because you've got that alpine.
But this year, we've got more snow here, I think, than Whistler. A bunch of the storms in the last month were all down here.
It goes back and forth. Sometimes Whistler goes off. Like 2010, Whistler was just like hammered with snow, and we had nothing here.
Oh, because it was just freezing level
Yeah,
related.
the freezing level was low.
It was a great season for sledding that year.
Yeah,
Because there was no one up that way.
Nobody.
You couldn't go up the highway because you needed passes.
Yeah, and a lot of people from Whistler just were like, I'm not hanging around here because it's going to be too busy.
Yeah, but straight up, you couldn't go up the highway on like between 6 a.m. and 6 p.m. I think you needed to have a proof of. You had to apply at the municipality for a pass at the highway. There was roadblocks.
Oh fuck!
To avoid people driving
2010
themselves.
was an all-time year.
I mean, I wouldn't say all time, but it was sick in a way, you know. What happened there? He broke the blade.
Yeah, it like flew down to here.
Liability.
Sick. Well, thanks for talking to me, Helmy.
No worries.
It's always good to see you.
Kevin Sansalone, Jeff Keenan, Jeff Keatley, Brandon Keenan, Matt Viner, Matt Standish. Who am I forgetting? I'm forgetting a couple people. What was that Australian guy? What was the Australian guy? Do you know all the Seymour kids?
Some of them. Australian guy. That was.
I'm forgetting Chris Steves.
He was in the Skids videos for sure. Is that what makes you a Seymour kid? I don't know. I think. Okay, you want to hear them? Mm-hmm. The OG Seymour kids are Derek Scott, Kevin
Derek
Sansalone.
Scott, Derek Catella.
Catella as a photographer, he makes it for sure on the list. Swaro and Jeff Moore. That's the first.
That's the first four. Right.
The
Oh, and then
first
Travis Hilliard, obviously.
Jeremy Shaw, who I don't even remember. Roberta and Graham.
Oh, Pat Bagley.
Dave.
Rob Dow.
Dave Christoph. Devin, honorary kind of thing. Clayton Larson, Matt Standish.
Clayton Larson right there.
Marcus Culver. Pat Bagley. Dow. Keatley. Dominic is so... Matt Viner. The Keenans. Spencer Forbes is when he gets one. And Raheem. I don't remember Raheem. And then honorary Sluggo and Dave Boyce kind of... The two of them together make like one honorary dude.
Nice.
That's what I got.
That's a good list.
Fucking hell of a list of good people.
Oh, Spencer Forbes, obviously.
Of course, right?
How could I forget Spencer?
Yeah.
Okay. And now, for the men's category, the open men's category, it was super competitive this year. Okay. Everybody killed it, but a few killed it a little harder.
I'm just going to announce this and say, you're welcome. I let you in the race last night. Third place, Joel Lovren. You'll win this time. I want half of this award.
It seems like sandbagging. I don't know.
Woo, congrats.
Thanks.
In second place, I'll let you announce this too, but it was a major upset.
I thought I was going to give this to someone else because I told them they were fast, but really they were fast. And then someone else was faster than them. Second place from Colorado, America, Madison Ellsworth. Come on down. Come get it, doggy.
Madison, now you can tell us, are you a Trump
Are you recording?
Yeah.
I just want to say thank you. Your podcast is so amazing.
Oh, dude, thanks for saying
honestly,
that.
I love it.
All right.
I look forward to every Wednesday.
And
Dude, you're the best. Thank you.
the winner of the 2019 4th Annual Mount Seymour Big Salmon.
If you remember him with bib number 200, wearing the denim, we've got
Time of 37.5. He beat Madison by like a couple tenths or something. Second run.
Second run.
Alright, so once again, we want to thank you for doing so much. Jeff, you want to say something? We want to thank all our sponsors, Salmon Arms, Running Circle Guy, Cafe Union, Cole, Airline, Salmon Arms, Mount Seymour Parks, Dave Burton, Vince Sess. And if you found a credit card that says Game Kicker Portrait on it, please return it to us. Don't be insured. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next year.
FNRad shoutouts this week to Mount Seymour, Eddie and Al, Nick and Scott and Tony and Dave and Jeff and everybody that made the Mount Seymour Baked Salmon Bank Slalom a success. Thanks to all the listeners that came up and said that they listened to the show while I was up there. That made me feel really rad, dude. You guys rock. Be sure to come back next week for another episode of the FNRad Snowboarding Podcast brought to you by SIA Productions.